Hey everybody, this is Brandon Ford and welcome to the Blind Rage podcast. For this week's feature commentary, we are doing John Waters' 1974 cult classic, Female Trouble, starring Divine, Mink Stoll, David Lockery, Mary Vivian Pierce, Edith Massey, a whole bunch of the Dreamlanders. And I am using the Criterion Blu-ray. Came out in 2018, I think, and I believe is the 97 uncut 97-minute version. I didn't even realize this until I had perused the Wikipedia page, but there's 3 different cuts of the film: 189-minute, 192, and 197. So yeah, before we get into it, I have to get the plugs out of the way, so as always, please don't forget to check out my books in paperback and Kindle editions by going to Amazon.com or the Amazon app, typing in Brandon Ford. There you'll find my author page as well as all of my in-print titles available in paperback and Kindle editions. You could also find my books in audiobook format by going to the Audible app or audible.com, typing in Brandon Ford. Like I said, I have probably like 10 titles up at the time of this recording, give or take. And if you don't already, please follow me on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford. I just started using my Twitter account again. It's interesting. I was pretty active on my Twitter account, pretty active, tweeting every day, multiple times a day, and then out of nowhere, I have no idea what happened. I just lost that little wedge of popularity that I had, and by little wedge I mean very minor. I was not by any means a Twitter celebrity or anything like that, but it seemed like the people that I was corresponding with were gone, and nobody was responding to my tweets. And even though I was responding to people, it seemed like I was tweeting in the wind, as the saying goes. A saying I just made up. But I'm back on Twitter, trying to pimp out my book, trying to pimp out the podcast, trying to get some new listeners, readers, all that good stuff. So yeah, did I even say my handle? Shit. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me at Brandon Ford, all one word. And lastly, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, critiques, recommendations for movies you'd like me to do, you can email me directly at blindragepod81@gmail.com. I hope I don't forget what I did with the remote. Is this it? Yes, it is. Alright. So if you're watching along, we're about to get started in a second. I don't know where this is. I didn't check. I would assume Prime, because everything's on Prime. I doubt it's on YouTube, at least not streaming for free. And it's not on Tubi that I'm aware of. But, yeah. Hopefully you can find it somewhere. And I don't think it's on Netflix either. I don't think Netflix has a good stock of John Waters titles. All they have is Hairspray, I think. And I don't even know if they have that anymore. Okay, so, yep, we're going to get started with the 3 count. So, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. We got I think this is the Criterion logo or some shit like that. Did I say that? I think, yeah. This was also rated NC-17. I think I talked about this in Pink Flamingos, and then I talked about it again in Dirty Shame. None of these commentaries are recorded in the manner they are going to be posted. But yeah, I said something along the lines during the Pink Flamingos commentary that A Dirty Shame was the first time that John made an NC-17 rated movie since Female Trouble. No, since Pink Flamingos. And that is not true because Female Trouble was rated NC-17 as well. Why? I don't know. There's really not anything crazy. Pink Flamingos, yeah, I can kind of see. But yeah, the A Dirty Shame episode isn't going to be posted until the end of the month, and I just felt the need. I felt compelled to rehash that bit of information. This is the theme song performed by Divine, written by John Waters. I enjoy Divine. Yes, I enjoy Divine's performances. I enjoy him as an actor. I think he was one of the more talented Dreamlanders. As a singer, no. No, he was a terrible singer. If this doesn't convince you of that, then I suggest going on YouTube and trying to find some of his dance club disco songs. Or you could check out the I Am Divine documentary where they explore Divine's singing career. And there's even footage of him performing live at gay clubs. Performing live. Like literally live. He wasn't lip syncing. It was live. And it was terrible. And it wasn't just the fact that he was so heavy that he was out of breath very quickly. He couldn't carry a tune. It's just as simple as that. And I did know that he attempted a singing career before the I Am Divine documentary, because some years back I happened upon, because he never released an album, a full record of original songs, just released a bunch of singles, 45 singles. And later, I believe they were compiled and put on CD, I think. I don't know. But a long time ago, I did a Google search and I found a website that was dedicated to all things Divine, and there was a music section, and I was like, what? I guess no, I knew he sung the song Female Trouble, but I didn't know that he had a whole music career. And this person, I doubt the website's still active, but this person had all of the singles, had scans of all the singles, had rips of all the tracks, I believe, available to stream. I don't think I bothered because I knew that they were going to be terrible. And then it wasn't until I Am Divine that I actually heard them, and yeah, I was right. Not good. But let's move it along from Divine's poor singing voice and talk about Female Trouble. This was shot in an actual high school that was shut down for some reason. I was listening to some of the commentary, and John said that they didn't get in illegally. Somebody let them in, but he couldn't remember under what circumstances. And they had to have had electricity. Um, but yeah, this had a budget of $25,000, which I'm sure to John in 1974 was a lot. This teacher, I think he appeared in Hairspray. He appeared in Hairspray something. Um, if you look at um, John's movies, there is a running theme in them that school, in particular high school, is a terrible place. And for him, it was because when he went to public school, his creativity was not encouraged by his teachers. There is a scene in Serial Mom in which the character of Chip, played by Matthew Lillard, is caught drawing a little poster on loose leaf paper with imagery from the movie Blood Feast. And John did those things in class and was chastised for it. I did those things in class too. I used to make movie posters, but because I wasn't a very talented artist, I just used my movie posters basically consisted of the title in whatever fancy lettering that I could come up with. Uh, but there's a running theme in a lot of John's movies, in this one, and in Hairspray, and Serial Mom. Um, there, I don't think there's anything specific in Polyester, but the kids in the movie really aren't ardent about education, and John has said he abhors education and higher education, and he said that he really didn't get anything out of his high school career. And like I said, he was not encouraged. His creativity was, if anything, stymied, or at least attempted to be stymied by his teachers. And high school was a place that he would see Divine regularly get bullied and beaten for being gay, and teachers did nothing. The teachers didn't care, and so that was specifically why he wanted to have the murder of a teacher in Serial Mom, and it was at the very same school that Divine was bullied at as a teenager. I don't know if they knew that, but yeah, I believe that was in Towson, something like that. But this is the scene. Oh, I talked over it, but in the in the earlier scene in the school, John talks in the commentary about a scene that was, I believe it was shot, in which they take the girl who is more interested in learning, and she's a snitch, and she's saying how about how she wants to get an education, and I believe Divine and her pack corner her in the girls' bathroom, and they flush her head in the toilet. I believe it was shot, but I don't think John saw a place for it in the film, so he cut it out. And it's unusual for John to shoot something only to have it cut out, because I think he always knew exactly what he wanted before it was shot, and he didn't have the money to say, cut this, cut that, trim this, trim that. And this scene that just passed is the catalyst for Don Davenport's down our journey. Um, and her downward spiral. And the Christmas tree falls on his mother, and there's Divine as a man, playing dual roles. I'm sure everybody knows that. I watched this, by the way, with an ex, and I said, "See if you could tell me who that is," referring to Divine as a man in the car. And nope, he didn't know. I think I even got to the part when Divine was in the whatever that job was that he had. I don't remember. But I even got to that part, and he didn't know. And yeah, he was surprised to learn that was Divine as a man. Because he does look very different. I really don't like this scene. As in particular, the skid marked underwear and Divine screaming "Eat it" with the slurping sounds. It kind of grosses me out. But the Christmas tree. Yes, John said that when, or he was told, I don't think he saw it, I don't think he was there. He was told that a Christmas tree fell on his grandmother. Might have been before he was born. She wasn't injured. She wasn't pinned under it like his mother is in or like Divine's mother is in the movie. It wasn't, it was just an accident that, was remedied in a matter of minutes. Nevertheless, John was fascinated by it and knew, I guess, from hearing that story that he was going to include it in one of his movies, and he did. And in one of the documentaries, I think it's the In Bad Taste documentary that was made for IFC in the 90s, there's footage of John shooting that scene and how much fun he was having during shooting it, and in particular when the actress playing Divine's mother, or Dawn's mother, her head is just poking out. He thought that was particularly funny. Oh.
What if I did? I want money. You'll never get any money from me, Cal. Just because you got them big udders don't mean you're something special. Get the hook. Go fuck yourself for all I care. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Hello? Hello?
John has said many times that the look, I don't think it was necessarily the character, but it was the look of Dawn Davenport in her teen years, was inspired by a girl who he didn't know. He talks about this in the commentary, and I believe in the This Filthy World one-man show, and perhaps one of the documentaries. This is, by the way, I think this is Mary Vivian Pierce's son, Ramsey, who was like 3 days old, and they waited because Mary Vivian Pierce was pregnant at the time of the shooting of the movie, and they waited to shoot this scene because they wanted to have a newborn baby, or John wanted a newborn baby, and so they made the umbilical cord that Divine bites out of condoms stuffed with raw meat. I think it was liver. And yeah, so the character was modeled after a girl who he went to school with but didn't know. She had the exact same excuse me, she had the exact same hairstyle that Dawn has in the movie in the beginning. in the teen years, only it was blonde and it had turned green from the chlorine in swimming pools. And as he said several times, he even says it on the commentary track for the DVD of this. I don't think there's a commentary track on the Criterion because I think New Line owns that commentary, so Criterion didn't put it on here. So if you want to hear it, you have to get the DVD. Yeah, he said that this girl's signature look was she was always wearing short skirts and her legs were covered in scabs scabs from mosquito bites. And she was not a good student. She was a bully. She would regularly corner and beat up other girls. And John said he never spoke to her, but he did admire her from afar. He was her fan, he said, basically. He just was like anyone he'd ever seen before. And I think he actually refers to himself as her groupie. There's a little girl who's supposed to be. I can't remember the name of the little girl.
I won't have you nagging me for lunch money and whining for help on your homework. There is no need to know about presidents, wars, numbers, or science. Just listen to me and you'll learn. And no little friends over here, repeating rhymes, asking flippant questions, and talking in those nagging baby voices. Can't you just sit there and look out into the air? Isn't that enough? Do you always have to badger me for attention?
He, Taffy, that's her name. I was trying to I was trying to wait for the name, but he could. Divine could memorize a lot of dialogue, and I believe with little notice too. Just look at all the dialogue that's in Pink Flamingos. Jesus Christ, and it's crazy dialogue too. Those insane monologues. And while I don't think anybody would say that Divine was the greatest actor in the world, he was very professional and always hit his mark, always knew his lines, was always on time. Um, oh, God. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's the wail of a bratty little girl. I think it's funny that Dawn is still friends with the same girls that she went to high school with. At least on a superficial level. I don't know how close they are.
I'll never have another one. Oh. That child's becoming a monster. You can't imagine. Whining and demanding attention and shrieking those same stupid jump rope chants day and night. Give me that jump rope. Where is it? I'll get that rope. Oh, thanks, honey. Give me those scissors.
Well, you could just send the kid to school. That's how you get rid of them, at least temporarily.
I'm glad I had an abortion.
Oh, God.
I've done everything a mother can do. I've locked her in her room. I beat her with a car aerial.
I beat her with a car aerial. Oh, God.
Free food, a bed, clean underpants. What does she expect? I can't be her little baby friend all the time.
Just get your hair done tomorrow and you'll feel better. That's what I always do when I get depressed.
Maybe I will.
I'll tell you, the Lipstick Beauty Salon is the best. They only let, special girls in. You have to audition to even get your hair done. And there's this guy that does hair there.
There's a lot of stories about David Lockery,
Yeah, Gator's his name.
who plays Gator. Yeah, I think it's in one of the documentaries. He passed away, I believe, in the 70s. Um, Probably right. Oh God, here's Edith Massey, Meryl Streep herself. I think David Lockray passed away in the mid to late 70s. I could be mistaken. I didn't check, but he was very heavy into drugs, and there was a famous story about him where he was at a party and he was on acid and he cut himself pretty bad with a broken mirror and didn't feel it. He didn't know what was happening. He was so far gone that he felt no pain, literally. And I don't think it's I don't think it's said, but explained why. But Aunt Ida, played by Edith Massey, she wants her her nephew to be homosexual, and she encourages it incessantly. And I think that's supposed to be. It's probably meant to be ironic because having homosexual children was not was not something that was not something that parents hoped for at at this time, and certainly not the parents of kids in John's era. You know, it was seen as a bad thing, and I think that Gator is or Gator is it Gators or Gator? I think it's Gator. Oh my god. Um, I think it's assumed because he does hair that he's gay or something like that. I believe John has said that this is his favorite of his early films. Oh, totally random thing here, but it just so happens that I was on Instagram the other day, and actually, I think it was the day before yesterday, and I was just perusing people and trying to find some new friends to follow, and I came across somebody who, with the username Hag in a black leather jacket. And for those of you who are not in the know, Hag in a black leather jacket was, I believe, John's very first short film. I think before that he took his 16 millimeter or 8 millimeter, whatever it was, camera to a birthday party and started shooting. And I think that was really the first time he shot anything. But I think that Hag in a Black Leather Jacket is the first, is considered to be the first Waters film. It's his first short. It's a good title. I'd like to steal it.
I'm a stripper. And I work for the telephone company. Disqualified! Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe suggest Mr. Rayswig World. What's the matter with the telephone company? I
I
believe
don't
my
know if we saw her yet, but the oh my god, the woman who played Divine's
I'm a thief and a shit kicker.
Divine's double. My neighbor is coughing because he's a fucking pothead. Um, what was I saying? The woman who is a or was Divine's double when in the sex scene where he's fucking himself, because that was meant to be the joke. That was, meant to be the go fuck yourself joke where Divine was literally fucking himself. But during the scenes when Dawn is seen from behind, and we have the male divine prominently prominently shown. It is this woman who is in the beauty parlor. She had Divine's same hairdo. She was about the same weight and build, I guess. I don't know. Of Divine. Maybe they put heels on to make her taller. But yeah, she was the double. And you really can't tell. It's it's a pretty well put together scene. And I think yes, these were the days that John was editing his own stuff, cutting his own film, and all this stuff he learned trial and error, splicing film, putting shit together. And I think that it was either John or another member of the Dreamland group who said that until they actually started making movies, they didn't know that everything was. Yeah, John said this. They didn't know that there was actually a script and rehearsal and directors and all that stuff. They thought that movies, that was just what uh, what was shot. It was all improvised, basically, and either it was just made up by the actors or the director or whoever, somebody gave the actors some sort of motivation, a scene to improvise, and that's how movies are made. And I don't think it was until it was either Multiple Maniacs or Pink Flamingos that he actually started writing his scripts, because the early stuff, which does make sense because he started making movies when he was 16. So the early stuff was just improvised, and I don't believe it wasn't. It was until multiple. I think it was Multiple Maniacs was the first one that was actually scripted, and he used to write scripts longhand on yellow legal pads. Oh my god, I can't tell you how much I miss writing on yellow legal pads. That was I used to love writing short stories on yellow legal pads. It's my favorite. I'm sure I've lamented this before, because I do remember talking about how I still have a lot of those handwritten short stories. Can't see them, but I have them. I think this is the scene that's about to come up now where they're having sex. And I don't know what the point of it was, but Gators puts a carrot in Don's mouth. Okay, Divine's really getting into it here. Uh, Needle nose pliers. Oh.
Oh my god! Look at you two caught right in the very act. Isn't that a pretty
Oh
sight?
my god.
Tabby, go to your room.
Hey, Tati, baby, cool down. Come on over here with your daddy.
Don't you talk to her like that.
You are not my daddy, you disgusting hippie pig. And I wouldn't get near a bed that had been defiled by the likes of you two. I'd sooner jump in a river of snot.
Well, go jump then. Go kill yourself and do us all a favor.
Hey, Tati.
Uh,
I wouldn't suck your lousy dick if I was suffocating in
from
your
what I
lousy,
remember
evil
too, when he
balls.
says, "Hey Taffy, come suck your daddy's dick," there's a close up of his dick.
Fine,
Like
if
we
you
don't
do this
know
one
what a
more
dick is.
time, I'm going to put you in the mental hospital.
Can't help it.
And that's one of I think that's one of the Taffy's responses, one of the more famous lines from John's earlier films. I wouldn't suck your lousy dick if I was suffocating and there was oxygen in your
They told
balls.
me you are most definitely retarded.
I never went to any hospital. That is a rotten, filthy lie.
So that's Mink Stoll playing, I guess, pre-adolescent, like Taffy at like 12, 13 ish.
I wish I'd been an orphan.
You can tell she's retarded. Look at her face. She has the face of an old woman.
It's true. Look in the mirror, Taffy. For 14, you don't look so
14,
good.
there you go.
It's because you've been such a brat all your life that now all that brattishness is showing in your face. The face of a retarded brat.
Yes, sirree.
Oh my god, this dialogue so would not fly today.
What do you know about anything? Some of the faces I've seen you with could stop a train.
Give me $10.
Awfully demanding, aren't you?
Give me $10 or I'm calling the police. It's as simple as that. And don't think I'd hesitate to put you two slobs behind bars for the rest of your lives.
What would you do with $10?
Writing a book, hippie? Why don't you go listen to some folk music and give me a break?
Taffy Davenport, give her the money.
What?
You heard me. I said give her the 10.
He definitely has the Baltimore accent that John favors. I forget his name, this guy. I think pretty sure he was the guy in Pink Flamingos that was supposed to be Divine's son. There's a carrot.
Real funny, gang.
You should have seen your face.
You should have seen your face. I can't imagine that. I would assume that there's a very small percentage of native Baltimoreans who have that weird accent.
Fuckface. Some pitiful excuse for a husband you turned out to be. Why don't you just go take your fucking toolkit and go fuck a garage? I'm gonna get my
Okay, take your fucking toolkit and go fuck a garage. What?
Face, I thought I'd piss myself when I seen that carrot in your mouth. It's a weird joint, ain't it, Dawn?
You're cut off for 2 weeks for this. And don't even speak to me at the salon either. Just pretend we don't know one another.
Mm.
That would be $104, please.
For a wash and set?
$104 for a wash and set. That was outrageous even in 1974.
Not some bargain basement beauty school. That's outrageous. I won't pay that for a wash and set.
A wash and set.
Hand it back then. What are you talking about? Boy, she won't pay. Take the hairdo back.
What do you mean she won't pay?
Uh-oh.
Sorry for the interruption, Sally. You're one of my prettiest customers.
Oh, shut up, Dribbles. Things a woman has to go through to get
I think that's her right there.
How's your little girl? Why don't you bring her in more often?
Why, so you can undress her again with
The
your eyes? For Christ's sake, she's
the
only
double
6 years old.
right there for Divine.
But I just like to play with her. I wish I was a little girl.
Well, throw a goddamn penny in a fountain and make a goddamn wish, and maybe it'll come true.
So I told her.
She kind of reminds me of a woman that I used to work with when I worked at a yeah, I was a cashier at a department store when I was 18.
So easy to get. I can't imagine why anybody works. It boggles my imagination.
Well, maybe everybody's not common thief like you.
Boggles my imagination.
Anything but common.
I love the smell of shampoo.
We are upper echelon cat burglars, and don't you forget it, Mr. Butterfly.
Of course, I think I like the smell of Clairol cream conditioner better. You know, when it's on a freshly bleached head.
Dribbles
I like
is
them both.
But shut up.
special.
Pay them any mind, Wink. They wouldn't know beauty if they fell over it.
Oh, hi, Dawn.
my hair done quickly and quietly.
Why, sure, hon. You want Gator? Is he here today? You want him to do it?
No, I don't, Vicky. And if you must know, I'm thinking of a divorce, so please don't ever mention his name to me again.
I'm sorry to hear that, Dawn. Is he here today?
I'm really not aware of his schedule. Please, really.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I know what you're going through. I really do. But they're all bastards. Cheer up. You don't need him.
It's all right.
Oh my god, the drama.
Get somebody to set my hair, please.
Sure, hon. Excuse me a minute, hon. Hello? Why, yes, she's right here. Why, certainly. That was Mr. Dasher, Dawn. He wants to see you in private.
Oh.
No one has ever been back there before. It must be something big.
They're about to see David Lockery.
Get fixed up, hon.
Part, half of the Lasher. The Lasher. Lasher. Couple. Or did I say Dasher? It's. Or wait, did I say Lasher? I think it's. Wait, it's Dasher. Yes, Dasher. Dasher.
Hello, Mr. Dasher.
Yeah, it's Dasher. I'm stupid.
But I don't understand this honor.
You will in time, Miss Davenport. Have a seat, won't you?
Oh, thank you.
My wife and I, and please do call us Donald and Donna from now on.
Donald and
wondering
Donna.
if you wouldn't be interested in becoming involved.
Donald and Donna Dasher. Don Davenport. He sure has a thing for alliteration.
You see, Dawn, we're planning a little experiment. A beauty experiment, you could call it. And we want you to be our model.
Sort of a glamorous guinea pig, you might say.
A beauty experiment?
You see, my husband and I enjoy taking pictures a great deal. We'd like you to pose for some rather unusual shots.
I really would like to know if anybody actually mainlined liquid eyeliner based on this movie, because there are some hardcore John Waters fans,
We must ask you to observe this rule
and
at all times. You should know that we've used
it wouldn't surprise me.
spirit, and we would certainly never allow ourselves to be caught in one of those ludicrous positions.
Oh, of course. I'm so sorry. I really didn't know.
Are you still a thief, Dawn?
Yes, I am. Not as much as I used to be, but I still rob houses. Yes, Chiclet and Concetta.
Would you allow us to take some photos of you committing various crimes? Crimes that tickled our fancy?
I guess so.
You see, our experiment involves beauty and crime. We feel them to be one.
We have a theory that crime enhances one's beauty.
Yeah, this was
The more ravishing one becomes. We want you to prove us
this movie was
Your hair done? Don't you want those
I don't know if it was
We'll give you a new look.
meant to be tongue in cheek, but it was dedicated to Tex Watson because of the Manson family murders, and John did have a bit of an obsession with the Manson girls, and in particular, I believe Van Houten. Leslie Van Houten? They were friends for a number of years, and he would visit her regularly, and he wrote about her in his book Role Models, about their friendship, and he's convinced that she's completely rehabilitated and that he believes that she deserves to be set free. And when Taffy is playing car wreck, which is something that John used to do when he was a kid. He had this macabre obsession with car accidents, and he talks about it in, I believe, Divine Trash, or one of the documentaries. There's been a lot of documentaries about him, but he actually had a mother who supported his fascination and obsession with car accidents, and took him when he was a very little boy to a junkyard so that he could look at cars that had been in accidents that were with dented hoods and webbed glass, and he said he walked around and just and took it all in. And then when he was gifted toy cars, the first thing that he would do was smash them. I don't I can't say that I find his obsession odd or unusual, because I had my own fascinations when I was a kid. I'm not going to say what they were. It was nothing perverse or anything, but it's definitely something that people might perceive as odd, as people would perceive somebody being obsessed with car wrecks to be odd. So Aunt Edith has brought home a date, or a potential date, for Gators.
I hope so. Are you sure he's gay?
Or Gator. I can't remember if it's
I mean,
Gator.
if they're smart, they're queer. And if they're stupid, they're straight. Right, Ernie? Are you sure you won't have another pretzel?
I'm sure, Miss Thing. I'm sure. Pretzels give you plaque.
Hurry, Anna.
Gator, what a
It's
coincidence.
Gator. There you go.
There's somebody here dying to meet you. Ernie, this is Gator. Gator, this is
Edith would have been
Get him out of here.
would have
Gator
been
Nelson, you be polite to Ernie.
perfect for Trauma
With you.
Well, I don't want to date with him. I came to say
if she
goodbye,
hadn't
you know.
passed.
Moving to
I mean, she could have done some Trauma movies in
the
the.
auto industry. I'm sick of hairdressing
Well,
and
no, she had already passed by the time Hairspray had come out, but there was a pretty lengthy gap in between Polyester and Hairspray, in which John was doing other things,
You've got his trade.
and
Ernie's your type.
Edith opened
And we'll get you a job as
a thrift store,
impersonator.
Edith's shopping bag, or Edie's shopping bag. I wonder if it's still in. I wonder if it's still there in Baltimore. I would assume that because Edith has such a large fan base, especially a local fan base, that there would be somebody who'd want to keep
Sorry about Ernie.
the shop
I thought
running.
we'd be cute together. Anybody's better than Don Slavenport.
You'll be alright, Aunt Ida. I'm just sick of everything here. I'm going to Detroit and find happiness within the auto industry.
Within the auto industry.
No, Gator, no.
Alright,
Please
Aunt
don't
Ida.
go.
Goodbye.
No, Gator, no. Ah, no. Ah, Gator, no.
Oh my God.
Hi, Brad. Is your mother home? I have a going-away present for her.
Why is he knocking on the door if he was married to her?
Mother! There's a shit out here to see you!
What are you doing on my porch? I told you not to come moping around here anymore.
Oh, that has some made hard feelings. I brought you a little present to remember me by.
Yeah, what is it?
Now, one of the,
Neighborhood's hideous. Cats are gonna come out
I
and
think,
find new knives.
most
True, it's not Beverly Hills.
mechanical
Breeds in these neighborhoods.
moments in the film is about to come up,
Place for our crime.
and that is when Edith Massey comes into, or storms into the house and throws acid in Dawn's face, and the delivery is so bad. And if that isn't bad enough, it's the movement. I mean, the delivery is like here's some acid for your face, motherfucker. And the way the acid is thrown is so mechanical. The way she just turns on her heels and walks out, it's almost like she's never walked anywhere before. It's it, it's it's just ridiculous, and I think that's probably what John loved about her so much is that she was so unusual in so many ways. She wasn't talented,
Well, I felt like a
but
damn
she was
fool.
a
Oh, come
character,
on in.
and characters
Oh,
are
certainly.
what John loved. He
Nice.
didn't like normal
Not a
people.
problem having my picture taken. Oh, I'm sorry. Sit down.
So the
Sorry about
Dashers
interrupting.
are getting are at the house
Oh, thank you. You both look so nice.
to start taking photographs.
I'd like you to meet my daughter, Taffy. Taffy, this is Mr. and Mrs. Dasher. They're going to put Mother into show business.
Is the circus in town?
She's so funny. If you'll excuse me, I'll go check on dinner. Help yourself to the chips.
What's that camera for?
To take pictures of your mother.
Her?
We happen to think she is quite beautiful.
You must be cockeyed then. Hey, lady. Have some chips?
Really, I couldn't. Thanks, but no thanks.
Do you want your spaghetti with or without cheese?
I'll have 2 chicken breasts, please.
Well, we're not having that. We're having spaghetti.
I couldn't possibly eat spaghetti. Do I look Italian?
We rarely eat any form of noodle, Dawn, but I'll take a tiny portion to be polite. With cheese, please.
I'll have an extremely large glass of ice water.
I want mine with lots of cheese.
I'm afraid there's not enough for you, Taffy. How about some toast?
What do you mean there's not enough? You can feed these 2 ham bones, and you can't feed your own daughter.
I like this part here. They can't have it, and I want it.
Start changing around here.
Taffy, don't make me lose my temper in front of company. Oh. Now, there's not enough food for you to eat. Perhaps if Mr. Dasher leaves some on his plate, you may have first picks. But I cannot be running out to the supermarket every minute just for you.
If I can't have any, nobody can.
You come out of that kitchen!
Give it to me. They can't have it. I want it. I won't. They can't have it. I want it.
You horrible little brat! You lay off that food! I'm paying for that food!
Oh no. Oh my god.
So exciting! Just think of all the little horror stories that go on in other people's lives.
Your dinner party has been a smashing success.
Oh, I'm so sorry you had to be a witness to this. I didn't want to tell you, but my daughter is retarded.
Oh.
The child psychologist told me to beat her unmercifully whenever she acted up. But it's never gone this far before. I hope she's not dead.
Mm.
These photographs will be stunning. How about a few more quickie shots if you don't mind?
Oh, anything for you, Donald.
Look happy.
I love those flash bulbs.
Look horrified at what you're
I'm
doing.
waiting for Edith to come
Look like
through the
you
door.
just won a prize.
I wonder if this is all one take. I can't remember if there's any cuts. Oh,
You're the one who did it! You! You broke Gator away!
Incredible.
Enough of you, get out of my house.
You made Gator leave! I got something for your face, motherfucker!
there you go. I got something for your face, motherfucker.
Move, Donna. These will be the most exquisite shot yet.
Oh god.
Pop open.
Now,
Operation Excitement is up to a flying start.
Just one more shot, Dawn. You are beautiful.
it says something in on Wikipedia that I didn't. I haven't listened to the commentary in a while, but it said something about John's original idea for the title was something along the lines of rotten people, rotten something. I don't remember. And then he decided to change it because he knew that the reviews um, were going to use the word rotten in the title. Because, that's the way critics are. They're not at all creative. It would probably just be like rotten director, rotten movie, or some shit like that as the title. But from what I remember reading and hearing and seeing, the title was always Female Trouble. Because I remember him talking about it before.
I encountered such a morally bankrupt group of people. Not only are you selfish and vicious, but you have no feeling for the cares of your loved one. And my bill will reflect your attitude in this hospital.
Gorgeous.
Why, you bloody...
Watch it, Doc. Sue and bruise easily.
Miss Davenport is ready for her guests. See you in malpractice court.
Get their present.
Dawn, your friends are here.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Oh my
Hello,
god.
Miss Beautiful. We're all here for the unveiling. It's like a holiday for us.
This is so exciting. Let's all say hi.
Hi, Dawn. It's me, Chiclet. I can't wait to see your new face. I hear it's stunning.
It's consented, Dawn. I'm so jealous. Everybody tells me you're the prettiest now.
Dribble's here. I hope that fart of a doctor hasn't been giving you any trouble.
It's Wink. I can't wait to do your hair, doll. Oh, thank you, honey. Thanks to everyone.
Butter baby, you'll be a goddess with this new face, a goddess who are to protect all your children in crime.
I want to see it. Nurse! Nurse! Remove my man.
I'm surprised that John put the deleted scenes back in to make this a 97-minute movie, because he has always said that he doesn't believe any movie should be longer than 90 minutes. And he had just come under the wire with the 89-minute version when the 16mm was blown up into 35. I'm not exactly sure how that works. If blowing it up makes it play fat. Yeah, well, it must make it, I don't know, faster. Oh, it said rotten face. So maybe it was. It's one hell of a rotten face, she said. But I think that might have been the title, Rotten People, Rotten Face. Something like that. Or at least according to Wikipedia. I'm still not convinced.
Breathtakingly beautiful.
Give her a mirror. Let her see the mirror.
Beauty, beauty, look at you. I wish to God I had it too.
Oh. Oh. Pretty, pretty. Yeah! Look what we bought you. Oh, Donald, it's beautiful.
And look at all this makeup we have for you. You're so stunning. I could cry in the face of beauty.
You really like it?
Oh.
Yes.
I guess I kind of do too. Would you put my makeup on for me?
I'd love to, Dawn.
Nothing is too good for our crime model.
Oh, thank you, Donald.
Once Dawn becomes the fugitive, or a fugitive rather, there is one scene that I have to say is pretty admirable, in which, while fleeing in full drag in November, Divine jumps into a river, swims across it, and it's all in one take, and goes to the end, to the waterfront, and hits his mark.
Oh, for the model of the year.
We've been having so
think that's namely why I think that's namely why John wrote vehicles for Divine, because he had said several times that he wrote vehicles for Divine, and I think that's probably why, because he knew that Divine was somebody he could count on to be. Oh, here's the liquid eyeliner injection. To be professional, to be available, to extend himself, to do anything, basically. And you know how fucking rare that is. And I spoke in my Pink Flamingos commentary about how much I would have loved to have had friends who were reliable and dependable growing up, because if I did, I might have gone the same route as John and started writing short films. Not that I would have had a camera. I remember, this is how old I am, and I wanted this so bad. I think I was like 13 or 14. Maybe I might have even been older than that. Maybe I was 15, 16-ish. But I remember there was this video camera that was introduced as a toy. It was introduced as a toy, and it retailed for about $100. And the way it worked was it connected to any VCR through the AV cables, and you would put a tape in, and you would record through the VCR, and but you would have to have the camera connected at all times, and it would only shoot in black and white. I wanted it so fucking bad. But even if I got it, I didn't have anybody to shoot anything with. I probably would have just made fucking art films of me sitting in my bedroom delivering endless monologues. I remember that thing even came on a tripod too. It was so cool.
Did you miss Mommy? I'm home from the hospital. I'm all right.
I was hoping the next time I'd see you would be at your funeral. You sure look ugly.
Not everyone seems to feel that way.
I think it's time we were going, Donna. It's been a long day, and I'm feeling a bit damp.
Ditto, Donald. I really should be changing my outfit anyway. I've had it on nearly 5 hours.
I want to thank you both again for everything.
Our pleasure. Would you care to join us for dinner tonight?
Well, I'd love to.
I have to say, there's one thing that I never really
You may want to eat
got about the whole nightclub act. And I mean, because it really, the whole nightclub, well, I think it was also supposed to be the scene of a murder, and that whole thing was planned. But before that, it is Don doing a flip on a trampoline, and he actually had to take classes at the YMCA with an instructor to learn how to do a flip on a trampoline. And it's not even a real like flip. Like when I think of a flip, I think of, jumping through the air and landing on your feet. What Divine does on the trampoline is he's on the edge of the trampoline, does a flip, and lands on his back, which is like what you do when you're a kid, when you jump onto the sofa from the arm of the sofa onto your back. So first of all, the fact that he had to take classes and work with an instructor to be able to do that is pretty astounding. It might have had something to do with his weight, though, so I can't really I can't really judge him too harshly for that. But why that was considered to be so awe-inspiring and the main event, I guess, for the nightclub act and the Who Wants to Die for Art was the finale. But that was it. He just does a flip and lands on his back, and then I think he does it a couple times. But that's the gist of it.
My mother is Dawn Davenport.
Oh, no, nobody named Dawn Davenport.
Oh God, here's Taffy meeting her father, which is Divine as a man again. I think this all had to get shot.
For a while. You want a drink?
No.
I think all the scenes with Divine as a man were shot
Sugar daddy, how's that?
beforehand.
I'm feeling a little drunk, so don't mind me.
Oh God.
Face, you're my father. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Who'd you say your mother was?
Dawn Davenport. You know her.
What she look like?
Fat, very fat.
yeah, maybe remember.
Oh, Daddy, I knew you would. Mother's been awful to me. For years I've suffered. Please, let me stay with you for a while. I won't be any trouble. I'll help you clean and we can go out together and maybe you can buy me some regular clothes.
Can you fuck as good as your mother?
Oh God.
Goddamn slimy pig!
Hey, little Tabby, you slept little
I don't remember, and I kind of don't want to know, but I think I don't know for sure, but I think that Divine might expose himself in this scene. Um, oh my God, the drama. Yeah, I think this might have been one of the many songs that John used without permission and then later paid for. Unless, he paid for them, couldn't get distribution on video. And I don't know how. I don't even think they were supposed to play theaters.
Come right on in, Dawn.
Hi.
Evening. You look pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Sunwow, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful. And God, my walk over here was fabulous. Everyone was staring and gawking at me like I was a princess.
Well, naturally. Sit down, Dawn.
I think those were real shots too of Divine parading down the street. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was
I realize that now.
shot guerrilla style
I've never
with.
felt complete until I experienced an eyeliner rush.
I don't know what's going on.
Doctors and other simpletons may frown upon it, but these ours know what is good for the blood.
I just hope I'm still recording because my laptop just made a weird noise.
No thanks, John.
Let's check.
Up on it now.
Would you care for an hors d'oeuvre?
Let's check, shall we?
They're really quite tasty.
Ooh, little mascara brushes.
Okay, I think we're still recording.
Yummy, huh?
I don't know what I said, but it triggered something.
Delicious, but where's your camera?
Might have been
We have lots of important business matters to discuss.
Cortana.
We've decided that the time is right for you to blast off into show business.
Oh, I'm ready, Mr. Dasher.
You Let
Oh,
me out of this goddamn birdcage.
Little bitch, is that all the thanks I get? I got you a hook, didn't I? Mother will kill me as it is.
Who cares about your stinking mother? She stole my gator away, but she ain't gonna get me. And
mm.
I'll thank you for this fucking hook after I rip her eyes
The
out.
bird. I think
Let me
this
get
is
the
where
Mother doesn't buy food for me. You want an egg? There might be a couple old eggs in the kitchen.
I think this is where Edith Massey's in the birdcage,
I want meat. Everybody
and
does.
I don't know if Vince Peranio is still alive, but Vince Peranio did the art decoration for all all the movies. I think. I don't know, but I don't know if he's still alive.
Little Kathy, and I
But he built that bird
can't.
cage,
I promise I will.
and
I need time
he
to think.
said in I believe Divine Trash that it was in he still had it in his garden, and
They're always nice to me when
um
I see
the
Santa.
electric chair
I
that
can help her out.
Dawn is executed in the grand finale of the movie, John,
Want something nice
I
to happen
think to
in
this
my
day
life.
still has in his
Okay, I'll
Baltimore
go live with the Hare
apartment
Krishna people. They help
or
me.
house, whatever he has.
What are you doing here? I thought you went to live with your father.
He moved. He wasn't at that address.
Pity, pity. Who ungagged this maggot?
Told me she was my pet. I was just playing with her.
You let me out of here, dog, pickport, or you'll be sorry.
Now, Ida. You're supposed to be singing a sweet little song. Are you hungry? The Dasher sent some crackers for you. Ida want a cracker?
Fuck off.
Oh,
Gave you that hook? Was it you, Taffy?
No, I swear.
Oh, yes, it was. You sneaking, conniving little abortion.
oh my God!
You're a pain,
I
Taffy.
think
A
he
pain in my big
Divine
head,
calls
boy.
somebody an abortion
I'll
in
see
Pink
you fry in the
Flamingos
next
as
chair
well.
for this. I'll personally see that you fry in the goddamn chair for this.
I'll shut you up. Where's that gag?
Fucker, pig fucker.
What's that? A mating call? Ouch!
A
Oh,
mating call.
Hetero. Filthy hetero. Stink shit.
now you'll never get out of here now, and I won't clean your cage for a week. Oh, damn it! You broke my nail. There.
You're insane. My own mother is insane.
And you stop that fake blubbering and don't go getting any crocodiles here on my new furniture either.
Look at you. You're a freak. Oh, God, what's happened to your hair?
Child, Taffy.
I'm going to live with the Hare Krishna people.
What did you say?
The Krishnas are love, Mother.
Oh, God, I would have killed you at birth had I thought you would even entertain such an idea.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Stop that
Krishna.
bullshit! Where did you meet those awful people? Are they trying to brainwash you? Can't you see how pretty your mother is? Don't you envy me? Do you want to walk around the street dressed in rags the rest of your life selling stink sticks?
Incense, Mother, incense. Hare Rama.
Stop those
Hare
chants!
Rama.
You're just trying to get on my nerves now. I would die of embarrassment if you ever dared link my name with that pack of fools. Think of my career.
I don't know why Taffy comes back at the very end or right before the premiere of the nightclub act.
Bothering shoppers and dancing around like some sort of
Um,
fool.
it seems kind of random. I think Taffy basically only comes back so that Dawn can kill her.
You can't kill Krishna because Krishna is consciousness.
God, I'll show you consciousness when I knock you unconscious. Now, Taffy, I have a very busy week ahead of me. I have hours of studying to do, plus a lot of rehearsal for my new nightclub act. If you feel you must stay here, I ask you to constantly remember that you are in the presence of a star.
Oh,
Jesus Christ Almighty!
Step right
Here we have the premiere of the nightclub act. It's amazing too. I mean, when you listen to the commentary tracks, John has an excellent memory, and you know um, you'll see like a random person who isn't in any of the other movies, who has this teeny tiny little part, who does almost nothing, and he'll give you their whole bio and backstory. Um, this was a friend of so and so. He lived in so and so. You know, we hired him for one day. He did this on one take and blah blah blah. And but one thing that he couldn't remember was who owned the house in the beginning of the film when they have the Christmas morning. The Christmas morning scene.
Tell them that my mother, the enemy of spirituality, is at Superstar nightclub, and I want her arrested tonight. Tell the police everything.
I'll go right to the police station, Miss Taffy, and I'll report it all. And remember, my offer still stands. If you get tired of being a Harry Krishner, you come to the
Harry Krishner. All right, that I had to laugh at.
quickly like a little bird, quickly to the police. Tell them His Divine Grace, the Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, has spoken.
Thank you, Taffy. Thank you. I will. I will.
If you ever get tired of being with the Harry Krishner.
Oh, Richard Beck, guide me through this night. Help me to be brave on this night of glamour.
Um.
Krishna, mother.
Oh no.
You've finally done it, haven't you? Embarrassed me on my night of fame. No reporter saw you, did they? Look at it. I could vomit.
I thought I'd come and see you one last time before your karma caught up with you. Mother, it's not too late. Come to the temple with me.
The exact opposite of beauty.
Remember Alice Crimmins.
All of you. Can't you see what you're doing? Worshipping the flesh and ignoring the spiritual. If only you could see the light. Discovering my consciousness was like finding $1 million in the street. I'm glowing with happiness.
Oh my God. There's so much fucking dialogue in these early movies.
I'm sick of listening to you babble commandments and spout gibberish.
And so much of it is done in one take. That's what's amazing to me. These are not trained actors. Oh. Did I mention that was Mink still? Yeah, I did. She looks different in this movie. From what I remember, anyway.
Attention! Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the most beautiful woman in the world, the fabulous Dawn Davenport.
I think he has a line about I eat white sugar or something. That's supposed to be very suggestive. Yeah, there's the big flip. I think there might be another one. Yeah. Is there another one? So it was at 4, and I don't think any of them were any. From what I remember, any of them were anything remarkable. I remember reading that Divine dated a gay porn star right before the porn star died, I think. I don't remember the name. It was just some random thing that I just remembered. And as Pat Moran says in one of the documentaries, Divine had one in every port. And they were attractive. Supposedly.
Thank you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my black little heart. You came here for some excitement tonight, and that's just what you're going to get. Take a good look at me, because I'm going to be on the front of every newspaper in this country tomorrow. You're looking at crime personified, and don't you forget it! I framed Leslie Bacon. I called the heroin hotline on Abby Hoffman. I bought the gun that Bremer used to shoot Wallace. I had an affair with Juan Corona. I blew Richard Smith. And I'm so fucking beautiful I can't stand it myself.
Oh.
Now everybody breathe. Who wants to be famous? Who wants to die for art? I do.
You didn't have to ask him twice, rather. That's scary. I mean, that's not something that you would. Definitely not something that you would see in a movie today. Because that kind of shit happens way too much. No, I don't like this. This is kind of chilling because it's a little too real with the way things are these days with gun violence. Okay, I think this is the scene where he jumps into the river, into the lake. Yeah. Swims all the way to the other side. And they sent the dogs.
Come on out, Davenport. We got you.
Oh. I think they're there, waiting for him right when he gets to the other side.
Come on out, Davenport. You got a chance. We can't stop. Come on out. We got your chance, Davenport. You haven't got a chance.
And this was November. Shit. Oh. You go that way, I'll go this way. I can't tell. Is this the route? This? Yeah, this has to be. Yeah, I hear the water.
Don't move, Davenport. Freeze, Davenport.
That was quick.
I didn't do one thing!
I'm gonna get it for this.
Get off!
Oh.
Court is now in session. Mr. Wilroy?
Thank you, Your Honor.
And now
Defense counsel.
you come to find that
For the jury. The case we have
the
before us is one of the
Dashers
most savage crimes
are
ever perpetrated by one individual in the history of
going
the state of
to
Maryland. The evidence will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, Dawn Davenport, is guilty of not only kidnapping but first-degree murder.
kidnap. Oh yeah,
Victims
Ida.
came from all walks
The
of life.
Davenport or the Dashers
An elderly woman,
are going to
police
betray
officers, and
Dawn.
even the defendant's own daughter. It is a sordid and sickening case that can end in only one just verdict. Guilty.
Supposedly, the death penalty wasn't. I don't think it was legal in Baltimore
Electric chair.
at this
The
time.
night of April 22nd. Do you remember that night?
Yes, I do.
Oh
I
God.
was at home having some sherry and listening to records, and Don Davenport came to my door and pulled a gun on me.
That's a lie, Ida Nelson!
Order! Order in this courtroom.
It's the truth, Pigport, and you know it.
What did she say? Pig horse.
Forced me at gunpoint into her crummy little house, stripped me of my clothes, and made me exhibit myself in front of her.
You liar!
She made me put on a feather dress, locked me in a birdcage, and cut off my arm with an axe.
I think it's her hand.
On the grounds that this witness is not competent and that she is senile.
Overruled.
I call to the stand.
She said cut him. I'm
Donna
pretty sure it's her hand.
She'll tell the truth. Hi, Donna. We know all about excitement, don't we? The press is all here and I'm looking real pretty, but these two witches won't give me my fashion accessories.
Order in the courtroom. Now, Mrs. Dasher, you understand you have been granted total immunity for your testimony?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. It is total immunity.
Yes, Mrs. Dasher. Total.
You became involved taking pictures of the defendant. Is that correct, Mrs. Dasher?
Yes, fashion photographs.
Could you tell us a little about these photography sessions?
Well, they never really amounted to much, Mr. Wilroy. We soon learned that Dawn's modeling abilities were rather limited. She would pose and strut all the time, as if she thought we enjoyed the sight of such sickening exhibitionism. She even scarred her own face in order to attract attention. She would talk of nothing but crime and criminal behavior, and she even seemed to idolize Richard Speck.
Anything else, Mrs. Dasher?
One time she
Go on, go on.
She used a needle in front of me. I was shocked, silly, but said nothing, hoping that maybe she was diabetic and hadn't told me. Then all by accident we discovered she kidnapped the woman next door.
You lying bitch! You're the one that gave me those beauty treatments! You're the one that kidnapped Ida! You lying bleach blonde bitch!
You lying bleach blonde bitch.
Could you tell us about the evening of May 8th?
Yes. That is the night we went to what Miss Davenport refers to as her nightclub act. We were backstage. Dawn was wild-eyed, pacing up and down, ranting and raving about her beauty, when in reality she looked quite hideous. Her daughter Taffy came in, and they had a big fight over religious freedom. Donna and I were terrified, but stood by helplessly. The fighting continued, and Dawn strangled her daughter to death right in front of us.
Well, you can't say that was a lie because
She
she
ran on
did.
stage to begin her so-called act. A pitiful,
I've run out of
pathetic,
material. It's
soulless
pretty
wreck how
clear.
disgusting she
This
could
is
be.
not turning out to be one of my best
She would yell up
commentaries.
into a frenzy, shouting ridiculous claims of criminal conduct, grimacing wildly into the audience.
I think I kind of ran out of steam when we hit the 90-minute
Pulled a gun and
mark.
began shooting into the crowd. I can't describe the horror. It was nothing but screams and panic.
Ah,
I lived through a hell that night.
Your Honor,
drama.
Mr. Wilroy, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we have heard a lot of witnesses condemn my client. We have heard some incredibly bizarre testimony, and we have seen some damaging physical evidence. But my client is innocent. Innocent by reason of insanity. Listen to her testimony. Listen to the whisperings of a madwoman and decide for yourselves. If she is not insane, who is? I do not ask you to forgive her. I do not ask you to set her free. I ask you to have the courage to help her. Find her insane so that she can be put away in a mental hospital for the rest of her natural life. Dawn, how did you become acquainted with Donald and Donna Dasher?
I went to their beauty parlor and they discovered me. I was so beautiful.
I can't believe we're having a full courtroom trial. This has been a while. It's been a while since I've seen this one. I forgot how it does. It does kind of have some lulls.
I wanted to be downtown alone.
Or is that me?
Where I belong. You're a terrible press agent. They won't even let cameras in here.
I'm your attorney, Dawn, not your press agent.
Well, get me some of my loungewear then. I can't be on Walter Cronkite looking like this.
Did you kidnap Ida Nelson?
No, the Dashers did it, but they lied. They're just jealous of me because I'm more famous than they are. The Dashers are liars.
Well then, did you strangle your daughter?
Yes, I did, and I'm proud of it. If only the Dashers hadn't destroyed the photographs. They were art.
You believe the death of your daughter was art?
Of course. Can't you stupid people see? I'm a huge star. Just pick up the papers and you'll see my picture on the front page. I'm only charged in this matter because I'm so photogenic. I should be on television right this minute.
What about your nightclub act, Dawn?
A lot of it has to do with the dialogue too, because there's so much dialogue. I'm not even sure when to come in. When do I comment? What do I say?
Even the people that died loved it. How could they not love dying if they're going to become famous for it? Oh, the jury must realize. Look at me. I'm the most famous person you've ever seen. Take notes while you have the chance. Quote me. Look at me. Look at my legs. Look at them.
Remove the defendant from the witness stand. Disgusting display.
Publicity. The death penalty. Execution.
Mr. Foreman, has the jury reached a decision?
Okay, finally.
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
But then we still have to go through the whole fucking scene in the cell when Dawn is posing for her cellmate.
Where's that hog? Did you hear me?
I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the rose.
It's so weird too because Divine is supposed to be playing. He's still playing Dawn, and he has his head shaved because he's getting executed, and it looks like he looks like his male self because there's no makeup, there's no wig.
Why, it's the biggest award I could get in my field. But I don't even have my acceptance speech ready. I've got to practice it. I know every word I say will be in the newspapers tomorrow. Does it excite you to make love to someone so famous?
Oh.
Not true fame. It's you I love.
Yeah, John has a lot of obsessions, and the death penalty is another one of them. Prison, another one of them.
You saved my clippings?
He volunteered to teach creative writing, among other things, in prison. He also has done his one man show in prison.
Describe my makeup and hairdo. Include sketches of every outfit I ever wore. Oh, why won't they let me wear a gown and makeup today? Today of all days. A big moment in the
I heard that they tell everybody. I never knew this. I don't even know if it's true. But I heard that supposedly, if you're on death row, you are the last person to know the date of your execution. I guess it's because they don't want you to kill yourself while you're in the cell. I don't know, but they just come and take you the morning of, and that's how you find out. They come and take you. They strip you down. They put you in a diaper.
You so fucked up, baby. Give Mama a big sloppy kiss.
Ew.
Okay, lesbians. I call
Lesbians. Sounds like the general store owner in Mother's Day.
I'm gonna write this beat up and give it to the warden, Ernestine. You'll get the adjustment center for this.
It's her last day. For Christ's sake, can't we spend it together?
Get back to your cell before I beat you up.
And for Christ's sake, it's her last day.
I know it's her last day. You all ready for the hot seat, Fatso? I'm supposed to ask you what you want for your last meal.
I'll have 2 veal cutlets.
Well, I'll get 'em. But you better eat 'em quick. 'Cause they're lucky charms.
John said in his one man show,
Big stars.
for his last meal, he would request a single leaf of arugula.
Don, I came to say goodbye to you. We're going to miss you.
I don't know what the hell I would request. I'm really not a huge eater. I don't have
Oh, it will.
an obsession with food, really.
Have my permission to sell their memories of me to the media.
Oh, Don, could I have your autograph?
Why, certainly, Cheryl. Sit down. To Cheryl, the prettiest girl on cell block 4. Love always, the beautiful and fabulous Dawn Davenport.
Oh, I'll treasure it.
Would you like to see some modeling? I bet you would. And I don't mind.
I'd love to see you perform.
Oh, good. Ready?
Oh, go! Go, Don! Go! Go! Go, Don! Go!
Get back to your cell, Cheryl. The show's
How are these women getting out of their cells?
Goodbye, Cheryl.
And they're on death row, and they're able to go from cell to cell like this is a dorm room.
Eat up.
This is a dormitory, rather.
I've changed my mind. I'm really not hungry anymore. Let's not dawdle. I'm all ready for my big news event. I'd like to go right now if it'll be all right.
Suit yourself, pizza face. Let's put your jewelry on for you.
Here comes the chaplain now. Come on, Miss Starr. Your time's up.
Are you ready, Dawn?
Yes, I'm ready, Father. The legend's all ready for her little appointment in the green room. I've been looking forward to this, you know.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want.
Uh,
He makes me lie down in green pastures.
Goodbye, Cheryl.
He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake.
Goodbye,
Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, O Lord, who shall sojourn in thy temple?
why is this dragging so much? Oh.
I'd like to thank all the wonderful people that made this great moment in my life come
Are they supposed to just allow you to ramble on like this when you're in the chair?
All those wonderful people who are kind enough to read about me in the newspapers and watch me on the television news shows. Without all of you, my career could never have gotten this far. It is you that I'm rooting for, and it is you that
It's
I
just
am dying
rambling.
for. Please remember,
Pull the
I
switch.
love every fucking one of you.
Oh. Oh boy. We are rolling credits on Female Trouble. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. I don't, mm, I don't, I don't think it holds up. Really, and I don't see why this is John's favorite. Nevertheless, I want to say thank you very much, as always, for staying with me to the bitter, bitter end, and I hope you will join me for future commentaries. So until next time, this is Brandon Ford, wishing you all unpleasant dreams.